So make a long story short, I'm keeping 2 of them for him. And it just so happens the black bull is one of them that got bumped. And, but anyway, he said that he had some friends that were world travelers. And every place they go, they eat steak. So they come to visit him and they say, well, we want to take you out to eat steak. And he says, let me fix you a steak. So he fixed him a steak, didn't say nothing about it. And he kept watching them. And the husband would look at the wife and the wife would look at the husband, and they got done eating. And the guy said, this is the best steak that I have ever eaten. So I haven't eaten any of it yet, so I don't know for sure, but that's a story. But I like the I like the animals. I wound up with all of mine I've got 2 embryo bulls out there, and the embryos come out of Canada, and the other bulls have been hauled directly to me from Canada. And you can look at the tags and see what's there. Why do I want a 900-pound cow? I want her to wean a 450-pound heifer calf or a 500-pound bull calf. She eats 2 pounds per 100 pounds of body weight a day. That's 18 pounds a day. An 1,800-pound cow at 2 pounds per 100 pounds of body day, she's eating 36. So I can run 2 900-pound cows. The animals on the production chart, those I can take 900-pound cows, and I'll just figure 475 pounds of calf meat. In a year's time, if they all 100% had babies and growed up to 475 pounds, that's 47,500 pounds of meat produced by those 900-pound cows. 100 of them. Okay, if you go back and figure the same amount on my numbers, unless I've screwed up here, an 1,800-pound cow, because she's going to eat the number of cattle that will make it on will be 50 head. I cheated there. 1,800-pound cow, 900-pound cow. So I cheated a little bit. The same amount to go into them, I can only run 50 head. And 50 head. Now those 50 head are going to wean 650-pound calves probably. That's 32,500 pounds of meat. And I can only run 50 of them. But for the same amount of forage, I can go from 32,500 to 47,500 pounds produced. You can do the math any way you want to figure it, but I mean, it's there. 15,000 pounds of beef. You want to talk?
Not really. I just want to tell you it's 10 till.
Huh?
It's 10 till.
10 till. Okay. I'll speed along here. The other thing is in that 1,800-pound cow, do you know what she's got that 900-pound cow doesn't have? One hell of a mammary system. That mammary system has to be maintained when they're dry as well. So it may be even, that may take even more forage for that big cow because of the mammary system. Now that was brought up, that was one of Stephen Campbell's deal, I believe. Seminole, Maynard Murray is his name, and the name of the book is Seminoles. Well, I got me a colored one. I didn't get too cheap for me. What does OSU say? Calve that cow at 2 years of age. You'll get another calf out of them. Yeah, if they rebreed. It's another thing, you know, I'm looking at, of course, I'm gonna start running my bulls all the time, but I'm probably gonna keep my heifers off. But I'm not gonna calve them till they're 3s. They'll calve longer, they'll be healthier animals, they'll calve longer, they'll breed back better, and whereas if you're running the cows, well, they run 90 days on a breeding program to get all the cows bred and everything. I'm working real hard to get some genetics out here, and if I miss one day, I've wasted some genetics on something I tried to save. I mean, that I've been working for. So I think maybe I'm losing some genetics that I paid a lot of money to get, maybe by just one day. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to run my bulls a lot longer. Another thing, a cow's udder does not have to be big to provide adequate milk for a calf. Now there's some factors that get in here. Longhorns let the milk down as the calf needs it. I read that someplace. I presume that it's true, may not be true. But cattle, the cows, you don't have to have a dairy. I like a nice bag, don't get me wrong. And most of our longhorns that produce a good calf have a desirable udder, but they don't got to have one that hangs clear down to their knees. The other thing is, after 6 weeks of age, that calf is supposed to be eating grass. Milk is only a supplement. You think about that, and that's not me. That's been proven. And I don't remember where I got it. I'm stealing it, but that's what they've come up with. After 6 weeks of age, the calf should be eating grass on its own. And my calves they're 3 weeks old, and they're eating. I saw them browsing on the trees over here. Another thing is, they say that they've come up with, that heifer calves that stay on their mother 10 months, they develop the rumen better, and they have a better developed stomach. So what does a better developed stomach do for us? I would have never bought a bull that had a big gut on it. I thought, that's hideous. And what do I buy now? I want a big gut. I want one that handles the grass. I want my cows to do it on grass. You don't need to know about what my grass-fed beef is. I've pretty well told it. Here's another man that has done a lot of work for us. His name is John Zetzman. He's got a book about this thick, and he's got a lot of good stuff, and he's another African, and he says, Johann Zetzman, a very astute rancher, consultant for Zimbabwe, and grass-efficient, said, grass-efficient animals will look like an 8 pounds of sugar in a 5-pound sack. We believe this to be accurate. Grass-efficient animals will be moderate in height, extreme thickness, fleshing ability. Unfortunately, most of today's beef animals look like a 5 pound of sugar in an 8-pound sack. And I've got a bunch of them out there. If you want to see the picture, you're more than welcome to. I've already asked this question, and we've talked about it, is how do you select the heifers? And I'm thank goodness for Kip Farrell and this John Zetzman and Johann Zetzman and Steve Campbell, because they are it made me come 360 degrees, but it didn't come overnight. And I'm really tickled. If you didn't know this stuff, I'm not going to get into the buttermilk deal, but that gets back, that's going to be the bottom line. And I like that big belly, big butts, bare backs, and bald udders. And that's kind of a neat thing. What I've described to you is a Grasslander saga. And it doesn't end here yet. And I'm dealing with things and trying to put them in perspective of what God has designed. Why try to reinvent the wheel? The longhorns, the bison, the sea minerals, probably going to run my cows, OS. I just don't have much faith in a lot of the stuff they put out. We've got professors that are trying to prove things that don't even need to be proved. But I'm probably going to run my bulls year round. I like the natural fertilization. The sea minerals is probably one of the things that I've got going through my cattle, and every time it hits the ground, them critters in the soil are just getting with it, and going to grass, and going back, and it's a hard deal to do, but Kit Farrell talks about it, and he doesn't necessarily say it in this way, but it's survival of the fittest. I want animals that are survive, not necessarily just for me. It's for her and her kids and her grandkids. A legacy. It is turning out that I have something to offer in a way of legacy for generations to come. And I really appreciate you guys coming, because whether you can use any of it or part of it, like I said to begin with, think outside the box. Use my ideas to make your operation better, and think outside the box. And I'm going to close with this saying, and I think it is so apropos. The recommended solution for agriculture crashing around the world is often more fertilizer, more herbicide, more insecticides, which is basically the moron principle. And I thank you for coming.
Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it. Troy's gonna speak again in May.
Yeah, if you got any questions, now's the time to shoot.
Yeah. He's gonna speak again on May 13th at my barn in Winoka, out east of Winoka. So if you want to hear some more about him, there'll be more emails coming.
Have you experienced or heard anybody use pelletized chicken litter for fertilizing pastures? Because of it lasts like 18 months.